Hi guys, welcome back. Hope you're all doing well. Bungie had another developer stream last night, and it showed us a bit more of the stuff to do on Keplar, and also showed off more around the portal. Today, I'm going to summarise what exactly was shown, and also give some thoughts of the content that we're getting in Edge of Fate. So first off, they went over the campaign experience that we'll be getting in Edge of Fate. The campaign will be available on Brave or Legendary difficulty, same as previous expansions. Completing the Legendary difficulty will make you level ready for the contest raid race. After your first campaign completion, it unlocks the Fabled and Mythic difficulties. Power is going to be fully enabled for Fabled or Brave, with Fabled being power level 150 and what you'd expect it to be after your first campaign clear. Mythic is power level 200. Fabled is shown to have tier 2 drops as Keplar rewards. Mythic shows tier 3 drops. Fabled and Mythic will have their own specific quests part of their post game, and it will take you through some of the big campaign missions again, but with new curated weekly modifiers or banes that also introduce new encounters. The reason to do these is for titles, triumphs, cosmetics and new rewards. Mythic also has its own variant of Keplar armour from its world tier quest, and it will have a new set bonus with a unique shader, so think shiny. It will have a set of shiny armour. They then went on to talk about Keplar itself and what will be available to us on Keplar. So Keplar is split up to 4 major regions and features free roam like normal. Major regions will have multiple major encounters, about the size of Lost Sectors but are more complex, will have more mechanics and puzzles, and you will need the abilities like Matter Spark to complete this, especially on Mythic. There are high value targets and destination materials and other planetary materials as well, but our planetary materials we get just now can also be traded in for Keplar materials. The incentive for free roam is to extract these new materials, so they're adding a lot more materials. Free roam, we can get it, we can trade in our old materials for these Keplar materials. We also talked a bit more about side quests, so when we continue through the campaign on Keplar, we'll be unlocking side quests, so we can choose to do them or we can return back to them. They also talked about people who might prefer just to beeline through the main story, then unlock all the side quests as they go, but not touch them until they hit the higher tier difficulties on Keplar. They then went on to talk about secrets on Keplar, so Fabled and Mythic difficulties will have secrets and mysteries throughout the full destination to discover. Many of these secrets are available in the campaign, so you can take it slow through the campaign and do these secrets, or you can leave it until you've completed the main campaign. Puzzles and encounter mechanics are initially designed to be broken when playing through the missions again. For example, being able to spawn Matter Spark at any time after you finish a campaign will help you greatly, whereas if you're doing a campaign you might not have Matter Spark unlocked yet. They then talked about the vendor rewards you can get from the vendor on Keplar. So they're introducing a new Fated Ciphers material combined with destination materials as well from Keplar. You'll be able to purchase specific items at the vendor, and it's called the Altar of Relativity. The altar will have daily focuses on specific regions of Keplar, so changing the loot sold for purchase. So think a bit like targeted loot in Division 2. Attunement for specific gear is also available at the altar, making any gear dropped to be exactly what you're looking for. You'll also be able to grind Fated Ciphers through Story Mission playlist, and it'll be available in the post game, and it will randomly select a 10 to 15 minute mission for you, and weekly missions will also be featured in a playlist, and these will be similar to heroic playlist missions we've had in the past. They also mentioned a new activity we'll be getting in Keplar. It will be an unnamed destination activity, and it will unlock after the campaign, with inspiration coming from Vex Incursion from Lightfall and Wellspring from Witch Queen. It is a free player match made activity, and you'll be able to utilise your Keplar abilities, and it will have Horde mode elements and mechanics also on bosses as well. The activity will be one of the best places to get rerolls of the new exotic armour we're getting in Edge of Fate, and the activity is time limited, so that means that it won't be available all the time. We will have to wait to see when it's active, and then we'll be able to jump in and grind it out. A few other bits they touched on, so they touched on the exotic weapons. The 3rd iteration scout rifle will be available through the reward pass, and the Graviton Spike hand cannon will be available through an exotic quest. They also compared Edge of Fate to Rise of Iron. So Rise of Iron in Destiny 1 was the final expansion, and they said that Edge of Fate is similar to Rise of Iron in size, of destination and depth of the campaign, and also the post-game experience. Keplar is apparently one of the deepest destinations ever built, but the actual size of it is similar to Rise of Iron. They also mentioned an epic raid. A new raid will be releasing on Edge of Fate, but then an epic raid will be releasing with the major update of Asher Island 3 months, and the epic raid expands the raid and the story of it. Now, I was in Aztec Cross's stream, post developer stream, and he had some information on the epic raid. He said that it's going to be a reimagine of an old raid, but with new encounters, bosses and mechanics. So if this ends up being true, then we'll have a new raid and a reimagined raid in the space of 6 months, which I think is actually quite good, to be fair. They then spent the rest of the stream talking about the portal and all the changes that's happening to the portal, banes and modifiers. So the portal solo ops is obviously going to be for solo play, and then we'll have fire team ops, which is free player activities, and we've seen stuff already, like there was an Empire hunt shown on the stream last night, and then last week it was Saverfin Spire as well. So it seems to be that these old activities are getting reimagined for the portal. There will then be Pinnacle Ops, which will be filled with exotic missions and featuring a whole difficulty customization system. Exotic missions will drop their exotic weapons as well, and will not be invitation, so you can get your exotic weapons from the missions anytime that you want. Ash and Iron will also add more Pinnacle Ops. So they then went on to talk about the difficulty changes that they can add to the portal to increase our score and also loot that drops from it. And this is all to do with challenge modifiers, banes, time bonuses, boons, things that affect us, things that affect the enemies, to bring your score lower or higher. The higher the score, the better tier of loot that you'll get. They then went on to talk about the seasonal hub, and the seasonal hub will have daily and weekly challenges, and the rewards for this are Vanguard, Armory and Arsenal tokens, granting bonus drops from Zavala. You also have seasonal conquests as well, so there's 2 expert, 2 master and 2 grandmaster options, all with their own fixed modifiers for difficulty. Then the conquest modifier is shown to restrict gear for new loot only, so if you want to complete conquest, you'll need to build using purely new seasonal stuff. And then the conquest page will be tied to the Conqueror title, and it's not resetting, so if you've already guilded like 15 times, if you guild the Conqueror seal next in Edge of Fate, it will be times 16, so that's not changing. What is changing, however, is Guardian ranks. They're being reset and refocused completely on the portal, so all the objectives will relate to completing portal activities under certain circumstances. There's no more activities like gain a commemoration score, or solo a dungeon, or clear a master raid. Those are all going. All the changes for seasonal rank, your seasonal Guardian rank, will be completely focused on the portal, and all our Guardian ranks are getting put back down to 2. They then talked about some Ash and Iron stuff, so new portal modifiers and shake-ups will come in Ash of Iron in September, with a new activity type that we've never seen before, and also more activities will be added to Pinnacle Ops, and it will add more Grandmaster seasonal conquests plus ultimate difficulty as well, and that will be tied to the Conqueror title. They then talked about some Banes that we'll be getting, so we've already seen the Screeb Bane and also the Frontal Shield Bane. We'll also have another one, Threaded, dealing non-critical damage will affect combatants with Threadlands. Matter Spark, we'll need to use Matter Spark to take down a shield. Rage, affected combatants deal increased damage and have increased damage resistance as their health levels decline. Things like that. And then they also confirmed as well that Fireteam Power will continue to exist in future activities. And that's all they talked about during the stream. I'll leave a link to the original developer stream down below so you can watch it live if you want, but that's just a quick summary of everything that was discussed. So I'm probably going to go off just free ball this here, but my thoughts initially are they're actually changing the game completely. Like, the Destiny that we know is going to be gone forever. How we interact and how we level up with this game is changing from Edge of Fate onwards. So they're doing a real effort to change the foundations of this game so that in future returning players, new players will be able to easily get back into the game. They're changing completely how their current player base interacts and levels up, putting a real focus on the portal, a real focus on changing the difficulty to what it suits you. You're going to have a real agency of the type of activity you do. Say you're only on for half an hour and you don't really want to, strain yourself too much. You can jump into the portal, play a couple of solo ops at an easy difficulty, still get something out of it. But say that you've got a fire team of 3, you're quite experienced, you can really jump that level up to get really good loot. Everything that you do is going to count towards your power grind as well. They're making really big, substantial, foundational changes to the game. I'll admit that I'm excited for it. I'm excited for this to completely be reshaken in terms of how we engage with the content. I know there's that old Destiny circle jerk trope of D1 beat a player here, but I queued up at midnight when Destiny 1 was released, back in the day. I've been playing this game for a good portion of my life, and I don't think I've ever seen such a substantial change since Destiny 2 in terms of the foundational work to the game. It's really going to change how we interact with the game moving forward, and I'm excited for it. What I'm not excited for is Keplar. I don't think it's aesthetically pleasing. The story is intriguing, especially with the trailer last night. It made me more interested in the story because we've got time travel, we've got things on Earth that are familiar to us but in the Destiny setting, so it'll be interesting to see what exactly happens with that. But in terms of Keplar itself, regained the campaign, abilities that are destination focused, exotics look okay, not shown as a new activity, no strike, no new PvP map, no new enemy faction, no new subclass. It definitely makes that a tough sell. I've been trying to get clanmates back in for Edge of Fate and they're not interested, and we can only see what will happen to the player base post Edge of Fate. And I suppose that brings up the argument of, are we getting enough for our money here? So it's £40 or $40 for the expansion. Are we getting enough with this expansion? Well, you think about Witch Queen. Witch Queen had a campaign, Legendary campaign, for the first time. It also brought in a raid and an activity. It also gave us crafting and a new weapon type. So what's Age of Fate giving us? Well, they're giving us a new story, a new raid, new destination, but they're also giving us the portal, which, as I've said, is completely shaking the foundations of the game. They're also giving us Armour 3.0, tiered loot, world tiered, a new activity, and then in 3 months' time we'll be getting an epic raid. So we are getting more than one of the best times Destiny players look back to and say Witch Queen was peak, blah 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 blah. They're giving us more here than it gave us in Witch Queen. But I suppose in a month's time it will really resonate if this was better than Witch Queen or not. Will come down to the story. I also think that the community itself is really not helping itself. Like, we've just become so jaded. Everything is mid, dead game, blah 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 blah. Like, we've got a problem in this community with just shitting on the game. Like, if you don't like the game, go and play something else. Then the argument is, aye, but nothing scratches that itch. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Like, if you're no interested in Edge of Fate, if the stuff isn't appealing to you, don't play it. Find a new itch, find a new game. If you are determined to stick with Destiny, then stop being so negative, toxic about it. It's fair to be critical, but at the same time, it's not fair just to shit in the game for the sake of shitting on it. Do you know what I mean? Like, the amount of vitriol I see online, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Twitch, it's just ridiculous. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling because I've been doing it for about 5 minutes and my throat's getting sore. So, let me know your thoughts on Edge of Fate, let me know your thoughts on what we've been seeing so far, and let me know your thoughts on exactly how you're feeling just now as a Destiny 2 player. Are you happy to continue this game, or you think Edge of Fate is the straw that broke the camel's back for you? Let me know down below. Anyway, I appreciate your time, thanks for checking out the video. If you can interact with the video, like, comment, subscribe, etc. It really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. And I'll see you soon for more Destiny 2 content. All the best. Cheers.